Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
The lunar module stands on alien terrain, a defining moment. It will be one of several on this day. The world is fed live pictures. Neil Armstrong is cautious. He slowly steps down from the relative safety of the Eagle and into the unknown.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Now it's the turn of Buzz Aldrin. As he descends with his equipment, his total Earth weight would be 360 pounds. On the Moon, with only 1/6 of the gravity, this is reduced to just over 65 pounds. The pair explore the immediate moonscape, collecting rocks and minerals. In the short time available, they conduct experiments to catch particles from the sun and monitor moonquakes. During the moonwalk, Mission Control report to Collins, as he is unable to see the activity far below him.
They're setting up the flag now. I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
That's all right, I don't mind a bit.
They've got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes.
Collins completes an orbit every 2 hours. He sits, awaiting rendezvous with his companions. As the two astronauts guide their amazingly flimsy craft away from the lunar surface, their footprints will remain for centuries to come. The Moon is a planet without wind or rain, still silent.
Apollo 11, Houston, with a little recovery force information, over.
Go ahead.
Roger, the Hornet is on station.
Apollo 11 flashes into the Earth's atmosphere at a speed of 25,000 miles per hour. The capsule, charred by the intense heat of re-entry, drops its crew into the Pacific Ocean on the afternoon of July 24, 1969. After recovery, the crew undergo a period of quarantine to guard against lunar contamination. The world congratulates the heroes of the Apollo program. Man has landed on the Moon. Science has conquered what was thought impossible. The potential for space travel seems limitless. On April 19, 1967, the unmanned Surveyor 3 landed on the Moon in a crater called the Ocean of Storms. With Surveyor 3's lunar eye, scientists were able to view the lunar surface. November 14, 1969. 3 men prepare to visit Surveyor 3. The crew consists of Charles Pete Conrad, Richard Gordon, and Alan Bean.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engines running. Commit. Liftoff.
As Apollo 12 is powered into the sky, driving rain lashes Cape Kennedy. United States President Richard Nixon is among the spectators. Then, only 36 seconds after liftoff, lightning strikes the spacecraft.
I don't know what happened here. We had everything in the world drop out. I'm not sure we get hit by lightning.
Both on Earth and inside the spacecraft, frantic checks are made in case of electrical damage. For the time being, all is well. However, only after the burn, necessary for trans-lunar insertion, can the crew really be sure that all systems are unaffected. Back at Mission Control, the maneuver is monitored carefully.
We have data and thrust is go. Burn looks good.
With engine cut off, Apollo 12 is on its way. The command module, Yankee Clipper, is turned around for docking with the lunar module, Intrepid. On November 17th, lunar orbit insertion takes place. The burn will put Apollo 12 into orbit around the moon. During the orbit, Conrad, Gordon, and Bean are transfixed by what they see.
Hello, Houston. Yankee Clipper with Intrepid in tow has arrived on time. I guess like everybody else that just arrived, all three of us are plastered to the windows looking.
The next day, Conrad and Bean enter Intrepid, leaving Dick Gordon to pilot the command module in its orbit. The undocking and separation goes well. The pair head for the crater-filled surface. They move closer to their defined target, the ocean of storms. As they near the calculated site of Surveyor 3, there is great excitement aboard the lunar module.
Hey, there it is. There it is. Son of a gun, right down the middle of the road. Outstanding. 42 degrees, Pete. Hey, it's target right for the center of the crater. Look out there. I can't believe it. Amazing. Fantastic.
The accuracy of the Apollo team back on Earth is impeccable.
Playing gas, dude.
The landing is perfect.
Coming down at 2. He's got it made. Come on in there. 24 feet. Contact light. Roger, copy contact.
Conrad emerges and begins his descent, following in the footsteps of Neil Armstrong's historic walk just 4 months previously.
Man, that may have been a small one for Neil, but that's a long one for me.
Conrad begins to collect preliminary samples. Bean prepares for his first steps on the moon. The only unsuccessful part of the mission is the camera tube burnout due to the power of the sun. For the remainder of the walk, still photographs record the event. The astronauts begin setting up ALSEP, the Apollo Lunar Surface Experiments package powered by a nuclear electric generator. This will send vital data back to Earth for science and research. After a walk of over 3 hours, Conrad and Bean return to the Intrepid. Meanwhile, up in the command module, Dick Gordon monitors his crewmate's progress. When the pair re-emerge for a final walk, they begin a geological traverse covering a 4-mile surface area.
You know what I feel like now? You ever see those pictures of giraffes running in slow motion? That's exactly what I feel like.
Conrad and Bean arrive at Surveyor 3, their original mission target. It stands as a symbol of the progress and success of the earlier Gemini and Apollo missions. Further experiments are carried out before they return to the lunar module. The lunar module prepares for docking with the command module. The crew is reunited. Intrepid is jettisoned to land on the moon's surface. Before their return, the crew records a magnificent view, an eclipse of the sun by the Earth. 10 days after liftoff, Mission Control awaits re-entry. The spacecraft heads through the Earth's atmosphere. Yet another Apollo crew is brought home safely. But scientists are already preparing to study the materials salvaged from the moon's surface. Apollo 12 has been a great success, a milestone for future space exploration. With ALSEP functioning perfectly, the Apollo team continues to learn more for future missions. In the early hours of April 14, 1970, Apollo 13 broadcasts live pictures back to Earth. It's the 5th lunar mission. They are preparing for man's 3rd moon landing.
This is the crew of Apollo 13, wishing everybody there a nice evening, and we're just about ready to close out our inspection of Aquarius and get back to a pleasant evening at Odyssey.